Ladies and gentlemen, accompanied by Suko, the Westerham Strollers with My Fairway Lady.
Just a few more minutes we might start. No, a few more minutes before we let you go.
Look at the plates, they're all empty.
And most of the glasses are empty.
And all the best prizes have gone. In just a few more minutes, you'll all be going home. Meanwhile, yes, we vets really enjoy our golf. In fact, some of us are positively in love with the game.
I have often played down the rough before, but I've seldom stayed for long on the short stuff before. All at once I played down the fairway, knowing I'm on the way to a pond. Are there lilac trees on the 7th tee? Can you hear a nightingale on the 11th tee? Is enchantment seen next to every green? No, it's just on the way to a pond. And oh, that towering T-shirt, when you know somehow you will score. That overpowering T-shirt that flies so high for time gone by. I don't care if I can be here on the way to a park.
We all love the game, but some of us have a rather inflated ideas of our ability.
I'm pleased to say that I went round in Par the other day. My handicap is falling in the most unusual way.
Give me those. We're starting again. Wouldn't it be lovely? Wouldn't it be lovely?
It's all well rehearsed.
I'm pleased to say that I went round in Par the other day. My handicap is falling in the most amazing way.
The crow told me he can't believe how brilliantly I play. Wouldn't it be lovely? How about you, Martin? How's your game these days?
Well, Chris, all I want is an all-in-one. Fire it way down and watch it run in front of everyone.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely?
Lots of friends all at once appear, gather round me to drink my beer with one enormous cheer.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Oh, so lovely and absolutely blue to me straight. I would never budge till they say it's even the perfect weight.
Someone tells me how well I'm played, wants to know why it did not fade. I shut my eyes and pray.
Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Lovely, 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 lovely. Well, it would be lovely, wouldn't it? But let's be honest, what we all really need is a little bit of divine intervention, or maybe just a spot of luck.
The Lord above made golfers inconsistent to keep us humble, each and every one.
The Lord above made golfers inconsistent, but with a little bit of luck, with a little bit of luck, we can mess it up and still have fun. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of luck, we still have fun. With a little bit, with a little bit, with The Lord above created greenside bunkers, but with a little bit of luck, with a little bit of luck, we'll get up and down for a sandy park. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of luck, we'll get a park. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of golfing luck, we hit the ball straight down the fairway. But you can bet with our luck is in the muck.
The pros all carry super lofty wedges to float their shots and land them near the pin.
The pros will carry super lofty wedges, but if we ever run amok with a little bit of luck, the ball will hit the flag and fall right in. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of luck, they'll fall right in. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of golfing luck, you must shout for to warn of danger. But with a little bit of luck, they'll hear a duck.
We sometimes play in complicated formats. The better ball of 2 or 3 or 4.
We sometimes play in complicated formats, but with a little bit of luck, with a little bit of luck, someone else will keep the blooming score. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of luck, they'll keep the score. With a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit, with a little bit of golfing luck.
Gentlemen, a big hand, Ian Scott, Mr. Connor, Mike Stanley, Westerham, Martin Finch, and Michael Bell. What do you think of that? They certainly warmed up, didn't they? Can we say a big thank you tonight to Suko on our keyboard? Yes. Right, now for something completely different. A pleasure in introducing to you now a bit of culture. Richard Jones is known for being cultural on the golf course. He's also known for being agricultural on the golf course. And tonight he's going to do a monologue. He'll deliver it to you in his own inimitable way. And I'd like to now introduce you to Richard Jones, who will tell you what he's learned about golf over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Richard Jones.
If this microphone is on, golf is a paradox. And I don't think I understand golf. The entire point of golf is to keep the microphone still. The entire point of golf is to play as little as possible, to make as few shots as possible. The more shots you take, the worse you are. So the people who play the least golf are the best at it, and the people who play the most are the most rubbish. This is serious stuff. Unlike other sports, some people get paid millions for being able to play less golf than anybody else. In football, cricket or tennis, the best professionals are the ones who score the most. But if you want to get paid to play golf, You have to learn to be able to score less than anybody else in the competition, to take fewer shots, to play less than all the others. Now, surprisingly, that's not exactly unique. There are other games where less is more. Take darts, for example. Same sort of thing applies. It is theoretically possible to score 501 exactly with 9 darts. Best I've ever done, 62. Anyway, back to golf. When I put my ball on the tee, take a step back and look lovingly at the fairway ahead, I realise I don't play enough golf to be able to play enough golf, you will never get any better. So by not playing enough golf, you will never become good enough to play as little golf as possible, which is the only way to win. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't write this. After I swing my club and see the ball disappear into the trees once again, one thing becomes clear. That playing more to be able to play less is not really working for me. In fact, I'm not sure I really like golf. I'm beginning to wonder about darts. No, I can't. Have you seen their dress code? Not quite well, no. Not quite finished yet. Well, perhaps you have. There's more. I tell you what. There are reams of things written about golf. There's even poetry. Most of it is awful. I should know. I'll tell you something about poetry. If you see anything with the word o'er, O''er, in it, it's going to be rubbish. And if you see a poem which is in sort of mock old Scots and refers to the game as goth, you know it's going to be rubbish as well. But I did find a very slim volume which I think has captured the joy of golf. This is by Dr. Lamb, a professor at McGill University, and he says, golf increases the blood pressure, ruins the disposition, spoils the digestion, induces neurasthenia, hurts the eyes, calluses the hands, ties kinks in the nervous system, debauches the morals, drives men to drink or homicide, breaks up the family, turns the ductless glands into internal warts, corrodes the neurogastric nerve, breaks off the edges of the vertebrae, induces spinal meningitis and progressive mendacity. I think he's captured the good points of golf. On the other side, it has to be said, as my wife frequently does, well, it gets you out of the house.
Thank you, Richard. It's busy here, isn't it? Busy. Has anyone seen the film Deliverance? Do you remember it? Who was in it? Burt Reynolds? Yes. It's about 1972, I think it was. American thriller film. Well, it's a fairly famous clip in that film, and it's all about two guys playing guitars. Do you remember it? Anybody saw it? You will remember it, I'm sure. Well, in the absence of, well, they're playing banjos, two of them playing banjos, and in the absence of banjos tonight, and also banjo players, we found two guitarists here, probably the only two guitarists, I think Michael Hill plays a guitar too, that we have in the band. Anyway, we've got them to play for you the Celebrated Scene, and they will give a pretty good attempt, I think, are trying to produce is seen once again. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Stiven, Mike Stapley, the dueling guitars.
Yeah, a slight change of plan. Jeff, sorry, we're not going to be doing dueling guitars. I've explained it very carefully to Mike and he's fine with it, so just bear with us. It's a bit loud, isn't it?
Oh, the Westerham ladies sing this song. Doo-da, doo-da. The Westerham round is 5 hours long. Oh, doo-da, day. Swang, drive all night. Swang, drive all day. Paid my money, so I play my round. Must be a group on day.
What's the matter?
Dueling guitars.
Look, I explained very carefully to get your guitar. I explained very carefully to you, Mike, that I wasn't going to be doing that one because number one, I can't play it. Number two, I haven't practiced it. Number three, this is not a banjo.
We went through it. I thought you'd got it. No?
No. So I'm not doing it. That's fine. So we'll do something else. How about what we were doing? Westerham ladies, yeah?
I'll tell you why we can't do that.
Why is that,
I'll
Mike?
tell you why we can't do that. There's 3 reasons why we can't do that.
3 reasons.
3.
Okay.
One, it's politically incorrect. It's all about the deep south of America and, you know, the slaves and all that. You can't do that. Secondly, it's unfair to say the ladies play slow rounds. There are some very fast women in the ladies section.
Did you hear that?
And thirdly, the third reason. What was the third reason, Jeff?
The third reason was that Westerham Golf Club needs all the money they can get, even through Groupon, to support the rest of the Aldenwood group.
Right, okay. Let's try it, shall we? Even though you've got the wrong instrument and the wrong tune.
If you absolutely insist, but it will be rubbish. It will be rubbish, I can assure you. Yep, go on then.
Go on. Start. I just need some volume. Hang on, my technician is there at the studio. Give us some volume, Nigel. That's better. Okay, 2 chords, simple G and C, okay?
Yeah. Slow down a bit, would you?
Sorry. I'll do that.
Yeah, slow down.
Now the A string, same thing.
It's rubbish.
Back to the beginning. Next bit. Close. Back to the beginning.
Rubbish.
Right, we'll do it really slow and then we'll do it properly, okay?
Yeah.
Try and keep up. Can you try and keep up?
I'll try and
Simple,
keep it,
mate.
but you got to keep it slow.
It's
right?
not money,
Just
just
keep
the
it slow.
platter,
Just
is
keep
it?
it slow. Come on, these people are listening. Come on.
We did it this
Just do it
afternoon.
properly. Come on, I don't want this nonsense.
It's almost right.
Just get on with it, would you?
Right, ready?
Come on. You call that slow?
Slow. That's all the wrong notes. We're almost there. Tricky bit.
All right.
Go on. You can That's a figure of play coming in. No. Right,
Come on,
last
let's
time.
just get on with it. Come
Proper
on.
speed, ready?
Just you do it. Think I'm getting it. Got it. What? Oh, come on. You must be joking. We never did that, man.
Well, there's always a happy ending in events. That's what I wanted. Tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, he's 71, was telling me earlier today that he decided that he should make an effort to get fit. So he actually went on the National Health app and he filled in a form. I said, how did you get on? He said, well, I entered what I had eaten yesterday, and he said an ambulance turned out 10 minutes later. Now, I read in the paper today that 4,153,237 people got married last year. Now, I don't want to be picky, but shouldn't that be an even number? What do you think? Anyway, someone complimented me this morning. It's very nice to get a compliment, isn't it? I got a compliment on my driving this morning. I parked my car in Westerham, did a bit of shopping, walked back, and there on my windscreen was parking fine. Made me really happy, you know, like this. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I think you all know that Westerham Bench is a great place to be. We all have a thoroughly good time. And when we come in the bar after a round of golf, you can tune into any conversation, and sometimes, however serious it is, it's never far away from good humour. And sometimes you tune into a conversation and it degenerates into a situation where it can almost be a situation comedy. And I'd like to present to you tonight a little sketch put together by two gentlemen, and it's John and Roger's Christmas. And I'd now like to introduce Roger and John.
Hello, John. Hello, John. How are you doing? You doing all right, mate? Have a good round?
Oh, no.
Why is that there?
Got a chair nearly broke.
Oh, right. That wasn't supposed to be funny.
You know something?
What?
I just recently heard
Yeah.
some disturbing news.
What's that then?
If we play a lot of golf, we could end up with all sorts of afflictions.
Hang on, my phone's going. Sorry?
So you better stop playing golf. No. Unfortunately, my round wasn't very good. I was over.
Yeah. Over?
I was over on the.
What, over par?
No, over.
What, over your handicap?
I was over the hedge on the.
Ah, the hedge. On the third. Yes, a
On the
bugger
third.
of a hole, the third.
Yeah.
Never mind,
Not
never
good.
mind. Do you fancy a drink?
Thank you. Yeah, that's very kind.
H,
I like one.
Coming up, sir.
I like a pint of.
What, pint of lager?
No, no, not bottle. A pint of.
What, pint of milk?
Pint
pint of bitter.
Pint of bitter.
Roger,
Hey, pint of bitter for John, please. Pint of bitter. It is Christmas after all.
That's very kind.
Yeah, enjoy.
Very
that.
kind. Thank you very much. Yeah, yeah.
No problem. No.
I'll have it this side. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. I thought I'd just pop in. On the way to
What, the post office? Post office? What?
No,
What, the pro shop?
No, the party, the vet's Christmas
Oh, the
party.
Christmas party. Great event, the Christmas party. Did
Yeah.
you go last year?
No, I didn't get there.
Why's that then?
Well, we had a match in the afternoon, and,
Right,
and
right.
after that we normally have our eggs and.
What egg and what egg and spoon race? What?
No, we have our eggs and.
What? Egon Roney banquet? What?
Our eggs and chip supper.
Okay.
But the bar staff are fantastic.
They are.
They are, because they always lay the.
What? The eggs?
They lay the tables.
Oh,
out
the tables, right.
Yeah. And before we start to eat, we have a few drinks with the opposition, you know.
You do, yeah.
And we get pissed.
Well, you wouldn't, wouldn't you?
No, we get pistachio
Oh,
nuts.
pistachio. Excellent. They're really good, aren't they? Really
Very
good.
nice.
Very good.
Very nice
Very good.
indeed. However,
Right.
I had a little bit of an incident
Oh, no.
with the barmaid
Okay.
in the spa.
The short skirt?
No,
What?
the one in the spa.
The sparkly jumper?
The one in the spike bar.
Oh, the spike bar, right.
She fancies me.
Does she?
Yeah.
Does she? Well, I'm not
Yeah, I
surprised.
found that out. Yeah.
Yeah. And how's that then?
Well-
What happened then, John? Yeah, well, maybe something else. But what happened?
Well, you know how I like to have some handful of chips.
No, handful of nuts. Handful of nuts.
Oh, no. Yeah, sorry about that.
Interchangeable.
Variable. I like all sorts of things.
Yeah.
No, not
A
handful.
handful of-
Nuts, no.
Nuts. No. What about dumplings? No.
No, dumpling, no. A handful of chips.
All right, chips. Okay.
Got it right this time. Well, I was just about to get stuck in
Right.
when she came up behind me
Right.
and she slid her hand
Okay.
under
What under what?
under.
Under the table? What?
No. She slid her hand
Under the tablecloth? What?
under my arm.
Oh, your arm. Okay, under your arm, right.
And she pinched.
No, she didn't. Pinched your bum?
No. She pinched my chips. Some of them anyway. Oi.
That's almost as bad as having your beer pinched.
Well, I was.
What, fuming?
No, I was.
What, furious?
I was flipping cross.
I bet you were.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say anything or do anything at the time,
Good, right.
but I followed her after when her shift finished.
Also interchangeable.
I followed her up to the car park.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened then?
Well, I was going to give her a piece of.
What piece of what? Piece of what? What? Piece of Christmas cake? What?
I was going to give her a piece of my mind.
Okay. And did you?
No.
Right.
Instead, I gave her.
A big... What did you give her, John? What did you give her?
No, I didn't give her a smack in the mouth.
No, a big something.
No. I wished her a very happy Christmas.
Right, good.
I gave her a big hug.
Yeah. And what else, John? And what else, John? Come on. What else?
I got my chips back.
Oh, good boy.
Well done, boys. Very good. Enjoy that? Right, now do you remember Bridge Over Troubled Waters? Yeah? How many of you remember Bridge Over Troubled Waters? Oh, everybody. It's amazing, isn't it? You can remember March 1969, you can't remember what happened yesterday. Anyway, on that album was a song written by Paul Simon, and it was revealed in 1984 that the reason why he wrote this song was he was getting a lot of stick from the critics, and they were saying very harsh things about his songs. So he decided that what he would do, he would write this song from his corner, fighting from his corner, and it was called The Boxer. Now, strangely enough, and by strange coincidence, Ian Scott has suffered a similar sort of problem. A lot of criticism because of the way he's been hitting the golf ball lately. When questioned about why he's hitting the ball so badly, he said the problem is that I always seem to land on uneven ground. So he said I often get a bad lie, or a bad lie. That's what he gets. So I'm delighted to introduce you tonight a man who's borrowed the music, written the words, and is now going to sing for you, the golfer, Mr. Ian Scott, who is accompanied by Sue Cope and Mike Stapley.
Might be a good time to go to the loo now, actually.
Thank you, Simon. I'll try this first.
It'd be nice to have the right words up here, actually, but, you know.
The shaving foam has improved the tone.
Can we have the right words, please? Right.
Any chance of volume, Nigel?
I am just a golfer and my story's often told in the 19th hole of Westerham on a Tuesday or a Thursday over chips and beer. Some lie so tall, still a golfer say what they want to say about that little ball. La 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 la. When I left my home and my loving spouse and drove up to the club in the company of veterans, in the quiet of the changing room, put on my shoes. Teeing off, searching for the fairway centre where the better golfers go, hoping that I had a really excellent lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Timing is everything.
Asking only for a good round, I play in a match at home, but I get no birdies. Just a 7 after 3 putts on the second hole. In a pitch mark on the third, I hoped that I would find that I had a preferred lie, 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 lie. Together now, lie, 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 lie. In a bunker stands a golfer with a sand iron in his hand, and he carries on regardless of every hole that's beaten him and hurt him till he cries out in his anger and his shame, I'm unlucky, but he plays on just the same. La 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 la.
Get ready.
Anyway, la la la. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Very good, very good. That man, first time on our stage tonight, singing a solo. Well done, Ian. Right, I'll tell you another little story. While are we waiting? It's a story about a widow, a lady who was a widow, and a man who was a widow, and they were really good friends. And they were invited to a party by a mutual friend. So they turned up for this party, and they were having a really nice evening. They were sat on different sides of the table, and he was looking across at her from time to time and giving her admiring glances. And as the evening went on, eventually he joined her. He sat next to her and he was having a chat to her. And they got on really, really well, as they always did. Anyway, during the end of the evening, they were just about to leave, and he asked her to marry him. And she said, "Oh yes, 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 I would love to marry you." So he walked her home, and she went home, and he went back to his own place. And next morning he woke up, and he thought, I asked her to marry her asked her to marry me last night. I can't remember what she said. Did she say yes or did she say no? So he thought, I'm going to have to ring her, that's all. I have to give her a call. So he plucked up enough courage, he picked up the phone, and he said, hello. He said, it's Bill here. He said, just ringing, did you have a lovely evening last evening? And she said, yes, I did. It was absolutely wonderful. And he said, well, I asked you to marry me. Did you say yes or did you say no? And she said, I said yes. She said, yes, yes. She said, of course I will. And she said, but I'd like to say something else to you. And he said, what would you like to say? And she said, well, I'm really pleased you rang, she said, because I wasn't sure who asked me. Right. After the evening. Now, amongst the vets, we are blessed with a large number of very highly skilled ball players. Now, we tried to get those tonight, but unfortunately, they're not available. So the people you're going to see tonight, I'd like you to give them a lot of support. They've been plucked from obscurity. They're unexpected stars of the show. And they're four guys they definitely have a lot of natural talent. And they will almost certainly take your breath away when you watch them performing tonight. So fresh from a failed audition at the Biggin Hill section of Cirque du Soleil, I'd like to introduce you four guys. They're called the Beach Ball Boys, and they were going to perform for you tonight, Ball Skills for the Uninitiated. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Morris, Alan Childs, Steve London, and Chris O'Connor. Big hand, please. They deserve it. Guys, I can get you all back on the stage now. I'll just get all the guys that have performed tonight back on the stage, and we're going to sing a little song, and we'd like you to join in the chorus. If you look in your booklets on the table, the first song in there's a chorus for what's called the Golfer's Lament. It's a song that was written by a chap called Albert Haymalot, an American musician who actually wrote the music for the Lord's Prayer. But he wrote this great song called the golf song, The Golfer's Lament. So if you can all join in the chorus, we'll start off with the chorus, and the words will be wandering around here. Somewhere.
Here's the chorus.
Okay, here's the chorus, Charlie.
Oh, the golf putt has bitten me good. I'm in love with a putter, an iron and a wood. Such waste of time is a crime and a shame. But golf is a crazy, wonderful game. You got it? Okay, let's go. Every month of the year, when it's stormy or clear, there's a place you can always find me. Very calm and serene, looking down at the green, while waiting my turn at the tee. I may never shoot par, for my shots don't go far, though I swing and I slug with great force. So I play right along, doing everything wrong. You'll find me all over the course. Oh, the golf putt has bitten me good. I'm in love with a putter, an iron and a wood. Such waste of time is a crime and a shame. But golf is a crazy, wonderful game.
I spend hours with the pro, really before he would know how to help me with good sound advice. But the lessons I took to get rid of my hook just gave me a terrible slice. I don't rotate my hips, I don't use the right grips. I suppose that I'm pressing too hard. By the time that I add all the strokes that I have had, I secretly tear up my card.
Oh, the golf putt has bitten me good. I'm in love with a putter, an iron and a wood. Such waste of time is a crime and a shame. But golf is a crazy, wonderful game.
I've decided to play 18 holes every day, and perhaps now and then maybe more. For until I'm too old or so tired that I fold, I'll try to improve on my score. If I figured the cost of the balls that I've lost and equipment I bought at the shop, it would probably come to a sizable sum. But now it's too late, I can't stop. Oh, the golf putt has bitten me good. I'm in love with a putter, an iron and a wood. Such waste of time is a crime and a shame. But golf is a crazy, wonderful game. The golf putt has bitten me good. I'm in love with a putter, an iron and a wood. Such waste of time is a crime and a shame. But golf is a crazy, golf is a crazy, golf is a crazy, wonderful game.
I'll give job for Well, that's our show. Can we have one more round of applause for all these guys? Good work. And a special round of applause for our two ladies. And our ladies, particularly the Irish.